we can transition more into basketball, man. And basketball, we're getting some. The WNBA has been very unique this year. I've loved the love and the praise that they've gotten. I love the attention that's being catered to that to the sport. But the Rookie of the Year race is becoming a very heated, very hot button topic in the WNBA. And I gotta ask y'all boys, man. And D, looking at you, boy, this is your sport. This is your game. Who deserves the WNBA Rookie of the Year?
To me, it's not even a question. It's Angel Reese. If you've seen what she's been doing all year, she's a double machine, like all year long. She's known for her rebounding. But like coming in this year, man, she's been scoring. And she's pretty much transitioned over from college to the pros. It's been a slow and steady climb, but like she's playing like how she was at LSU. And I, for me, a lot of people, the whole popularity contest with Caitlin Clark, what I'm saying? It's like she has the better team. Angel Reese has the better team, and but I Caitlin Clark is like a close second, maybe if you want to look at stats wise. But I mean, if you look at Samoa, Camilla wasn't there, but Aaliyah Edwards, she's a really good forward down there in Washington. So I've seen her a lot. She's a really good rebounder as well. She's a good scorer. Rakia Jackson in LA, she's been doing well. But I feel like it's Angel's race to lose. It's really Angel's race to lose this year, and she's just really been well. Her All-Star bid is more deserving. Same thing with Caitlin. I feel like it's a fan favorite, and I feel so bad saying that because everything evolving Caitlin Clark this year has been pretty much favoritism. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing against her. She can't play. She can't hoop. She can hoop. She's adapting more to the league than a lot of these rookies in the WNBA. And it's like Angel Reese is starting to pick it up. Now, it might be because of her position. She is a guard, and a lot of these guards are physical in the WNBA, and they're pretty much coming at her, a little tougher. But Angel Reese always had that tough mentality. If she can go up against anybody, she's going to bully you. She's going to get what she wants. And that's just how she always played. Caitlin was never that player, and then she's still adapting. But I feel like, at the end of it, it's all Angel Reese. She's been putting up the numbers. Her team is somewhat successful. They have a playoff bid, and she's showing life. So I'm going to just go ahead and say Angel Reese.
How you feel, my boy? What's your take on?
I'm just going to piggyback off D, man. I think it's going to be easily Angel Reese. Just her getting a board. She's a boards machine. I think I told you, Shanti, man, look, on Prize Picks, Angel Reese rebounds, free. Free. It's free money every time. She'll get you, if they ask for 11.5, Angel's going to get you at least 13 every time. It never fails. So just for making me money every time, I'm just going to say Angel Reese. If I wouldn't be shocked, Caitlin Clark get it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a favoritism thing, but that also they will spark controversy as well if they do say Caitlin Clark not plays. A lot of controversy. It's gonna be a lot of negatives being said. I think one negative about Angel Reese, if I'm not mistaken, is like she's just like I think she's missing, but like getting her own boards on purpose or something, not purpose, but getting her own boards,
right?
Which they saying that's a. Which is saying is weird. I think I saw on Twitter somebody compared her to Andre Drummond or something like that. She just misses and just get her own boards. I'm like, I don't think no wrong with it. You miss, you pick your own boards and whatever. Boom.
It's kind of what's supposed to. That's kind of what you want.
Kind of what the game is, honestly, man. Like you can't just.
Yeah, that's like, the game. I'm not mad at that.
They're probably gonna pull up a shooting percentage. But hey, she's missing so many shots. You know what I'm saying? But that's how she get her rebounds because she missed so many shots and stuff like that. But I mean, hell, she's doing what she's supposed to do. She's a big.
Right.
I mean, she's powerful in the paint. Her team getting the job done. So, I mean, I don't see no wrong with it. That's just me. But
hey, look. Be real with y'all boys, man. About to come shake some shit up. It's Caitlin Clark, bro. I ain't gonna hold y'all boys, man. It's Caitlin Clark for me, dog. And it's a close race. And what I will say before I get into it is that likely it's going to be a cold Rookie of the Year situation. You're probably not just getting one or the other because I think what Angel has done has been with the double-double record that she keeps extending, even though I think Chicago Y'all playing y'all fudging the numbers a little bit, Chicago. I seen what you did the other night. I've seen what you did a couple nights. Y'all kind of fudging them numbers a little bit for that double-double record, but that's neither here nor there. Angela Reese is having a huge impact on the game in her way. Exactly what we knew her for in college is what she's been able to do in the pros. And that's what's been really impressive because me and you talked about it before. I was a little skeptical about how her game would translate. Like, could she actually come into the W and have success early on? Would it take some time or whatever? And for her, she's popped, and her motor is what keeps her in a lot of things. I mean, like I said, her continuous effort on the floor every night is what makes her the player that she is. I believe the skill level still has a gap to go. It's still room for her to grow in that category in terms of skill, but overall she contributes. And you can tell that Chicago is better when she's on the court. They're better for her being drafted on that team. Now, Caitlin Clark, I think guard play in the game of basketball is the hardest thing to transition into in either the men's game or the women's game. So when I see when I see good guard play from a young guard, I gotta commend it, and it has to be celebrated because we talk about Caitlin Clark's game. You know, I thought that Caitlin Clark's the weakness of her game was her dribble drive ability, and it hasn't necessarily been the strength, but what she's been able to do is get things going in other ways. She's been a solid rebounder at the guard position. And I think because of her deep threat from 3-point range, the defense is having to come out a little bit further, much how like Golden State used to get their boards and how they were a good rebounding team. Because of that threat from 3-point range, she's been able to get a lot of rebounds, and teams are having to really dictate their game plan towards her, which is why I think the opposite is what's happening with Angel Reese. Angel Reese isn't a player I think teams are necessarily game planning for. Caitlin Clark's got the ball in her hands 24/7 while she's on the court. Teams are catering their game plans to Caitlin Clark, and she's still been able to feed Aaliyah Boston, feed Alyssa Smith. I think she's had great help from her teammates that people that maybe weren't as aware of. Kelsey Mitchell has been fantastic, being the other guard to Caitlin Clark that's been able to be a sniper from 3-point range, a killer from mid range as well. But Caitlin Clark to me dictates a little bit more of the game and how the game is played for Indiana, whether she's scoring, whether she's passing, whether she's rebounding. She does a bit more for me, and knowing how tough guard play is in the WNBA, and knowing how hard guards have it in that league, for her to be able to survive going against girls like Kennedy Carter every night, Dejanay Carrington every night, going against girls that really get after her on both ends of the floor and still being able to produce in her own way. I feel strongly about Caitlin Clark. If there's got to be one person to win it, I would lean towards Caitlin Clark. But if I'm being honest, it's going to have to be co-rookie of the year because it's
Well,
to me it's too tough.
Let me ask you this, because a lot of people aren't going to dissect it the way you just did. A lot of analysts will, of course we will, but a lot of people, let's say Caitlin Clark get this hypothetically, a lot of people are going to look at this again as favoritism, saying like, oh, like this is just for like the love of the game and just for the growth of the game. Like, she was going to want to pick. Where it was like, you did a great job of breaking it down. Like, teams have been adapting to her, and she still was able to execute. She was able to be the guard that they wanted her to be. I mean, obviously it's a team sport, so her and Aaliyah can't do everything by themselves. It's just a growing pains for what they have coming up in the future. But a lot of people are not going to look at it that way, even if she does win. And that's just the sad reality of it. Like, her fans and her fan base is going to be like, yeah, like, she won. But like, the average basketball fan is going to just go and say, hey, like this should have been Angel Reese. Like, she has the numbers. And but I also think for you, for your point, a lot of people aren't looking at the numbers of Caitlin Clark compared to the numbers of Angel Reese. And I think that's why a lot of people is saying like, hey, like she might run away with it because the numbers show. And a lot of people aren't really taking time to concentrate for Caitlin Clark, which isn't fair because she's just been doing just as good as Angel Reese. She has an all-star nod this year. You know what I'm saying? Her team is not great. That's fine. It happens. But, just hearing based off of your statement, I can double back and say I can see why she would win. You know what I'm saying? That's just, yeah.
And like I said, Angel Reese, bro, like it's not. I don't want it to be understated what she's done. She is a monster on the board. She's a defensive. We know what she is defensively, and she's been very much that in the WNBA. All the things that it all depends on what you value. I think when it comes down to the Rookie of the Year award, I think this is where we're gonna find out who really likes basketball and actually, enjoys watching the game and enjoys every aspect of it. Because if you enjoy every aspect of it, then you understand why Angel Reese's rebounding and her defense is so pivotal. Because Caitlin doesn't have that same defensive presence. That's not what Caitlin's been throughout her career, and she still doesn't have it even right now in her rookie season. What she's done is been able to adapt and move away from just being just a scorer, because she wasn't just a scorer even at Iowa. If you go back, if anybody watched Caitlin Clark, go back and watch what she did to South Carolina the year before in the Final Four, and you'll figure out that she's a little bit more than just a scorer. Because a lot of what she did was the defense drew to her. She's kicking it to the post. She's feeding her post. She's feeding her post girls, which is why I believe Indiana dictating the game, going more towards their post players like Melissa, like Aaliyah, getting those girls going has really helped them close the gap and get into one of those last playoff spots in the WNBA. A lot of, again, it's like, how much do you value rebounding and defense? How much do you value effort on the court? And how much do you value ball handling, running the point, and truly facilitating the offense through every single action, whether it be you shooting and whether it be you passing, and your presence on the court dictating the floor and how it's run in general. It's gonna come down to all of those things. I think it's a little bit tough to give it to just one player when you have Angel Reese having a historic season the way she's had, and when you have a girl like Caitlin Clark who just had a triple double. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little too hard for me to say it should be one or the other. If I gotta pick one, I know which one I'm picking. But I think to really keep the rivalry going. Give it to both. Let everybody be pissed off, and let's keep this thing going for the next 5-6 years. I mean, if I'm being honest, like, I wouldn't give it to neither one of y'all. Hell no, y'all splitting that thing. Y'all be mad in the comments.
His
Just
thing
be
too,
mad.
though, and what's and I'm glad you said that too. Like, that rivalry is gonna go, and I feel that it's gonna be good. It's really the Bird magic effect in the WNBA, and it couldn't come at a better time, because I feel like the Sky they're seeing success a bit early, and I think Indiana is gonna see it even more, in the future. And I think what's better than this, compared to Jordan, and I'm not saying it's better than in Jordan and Magic, because obviously they went toe to toe. They're in the same conference. You know what I'm saying? They're in the
Right.
same
This is a real
conference, bro.
rivalry.
So it's
You're
like,
in bordering states as well. Like, you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like,
So it's, bro. So think about it, bro. Like, winning the championship, like, you could be the team that stopped them from going to the finals. You feel what I'm saying? Or you could be like the team that can be the best in the Eastern Conference. Who knows? Who knows what the scenario is? Like, I feel like the scenario is so much better because you play them multiple times a year, and then you could play them in the playoffs, whether it's the first round, second round, third round. You know what I'm saying? So I think it adds so much fuel to the fire. Where to Angel Reese, it says like they're just playing ball. They good. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like from a rival standpoint, it's always going to be there. There's always going to be like basketball beef there. And I feel like it couldn't be a greater time, especially now starting with this Rookie of the Year. And no disrespect, son, to all the other, women out there who are rookies this year. But these two are the main attraction. That's just
yeah,
the reality of it. You feel what I'm saying? And like you said, split it. You know what I'm saying? Split that thing, had them
yeah,
duke it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, who better? You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, now that you say that, I
exactly,
think
bro.
that's what they're gonna end up doing. Though, honestly, I really can see that having
yeah,
a co-MVP. I really can
I
see
don't
that.
even, I don't even, I don't even think they've done it like ever in the league, in the WNBA at least. I know it happened in the NBA. I don't think it happened in the WNBA yet. So just imagine
Man,
that happening at a greater time.
oh man, I can't wait, man. Especially once we get back from the Olympics,
Oh,
that
for
back
sure.
half of that season, oh, it's gonna ratchet up. And that's the one thing I probably love about the W. Before we get ready to move on to the next topic, like, I love how short the season is because everything matters. Everything, like every game, people are up and they're watching and it's intense. You can tell the intensity and how they play. You can tell the intensity about how people are talking about it. And I love every aspect of what it takes for a league to grow. I love the toxicity. I love the positivity. I love all of it because it's all necessary towards the game growing. But if I'm the WNBA, look at y'all splitting this thing, and I won't hate. I won't rivalry, bro. This is what sports is built off of. And like you said, it makes the most sense. Chicago, the state of Illinois, the state of Indiana being right beside each other. Chicago being right next, being right next to the Gary, Indiana. Obviously, the Fever are playing in Indianapolis, but still, there's regional relevance to this, and there's the relevance from this happening from the past couple of seasons as well between those two.
Mhm.
And I'm glad we're getting to see it right now.